Education, Mangalore Branch, I extend a very warm welcome to all the distinguished doctors, guests, dignitaries and members present here today for this evening session. Today's session promises to be informative with a contemporary topic, Sex Has No Expiry Date, by renowned urologist and sexual medicine expert Dr. Gajanana Bhat. May I now request our dignitaries to kindly grace the days. President, IMA Mangalore Branch, Dr. Sadananda Pujari. Secretary, IMA Mangalore, Dr. Prakash Harishchandra. Treasurer, IMA Mangalore, Dr. Julian Saldana. And President-elect, Dr. Ullas Shetty. And today's guest of honor, Dr. Shiv Prakash, District Surgeon, and our esteemed speaker for the evening, Dr. Gajanana Bhat. I request everyone to welcome them with a round of applause. IMA President's Medal to our President, Dr. Sadananda Pujari. I now request Dr. Julian Saldana, Treasurer, to lead us in the IMA prayer. I request everyone to kindly rise.
Prayer. May everybody be happy. May everybody be healthy. May everybody be free from pain. May everybody be free from sorrow. May we be the healing cure beyond every greed and lure. Thank you.
Thank you. Please be seated. To formally welcome the gathering, I now invite the President, Dr. Sadananda Pujari, to deliver the welcome address.
On behalf of Indian Medical Association Mangalore Branch, it gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to today's IMA Mandi program. That is Kannada Vasyayana Kama Sutra. In English, sex has no expiry date. We are honored by the gracious presence of our guest of honor. We have invited Dr. Unnikrishnan, but Unnikrishnan sir, as after the college day, he died. I think he left Mangalore and is in Trivandrum now. So we requested our district surgeon Shiv Prakash. So he has agreed our last minute request. So we are honored by the basic presence of our guest of honor, Dr. Shiv Prakash DS. So on behalf of Indian Medical Association, warm welcome to you, sir. Also, we have Dr. Roshan M, former HOD and APA President. So, on behalf of Indian Medical Association, I extend cordial welcome to Dr. Roshan M. Special welcome to our esteemed speaker, Dr. Gajanana Bhat, Senior Consultant Urologist from Sirsi, Uttara Kannada. President-elect Karnataka Urology Association, Bangalore. Sir, we are delighted to have you here this evening to share your valuable insight on thought-provoking topic, sex has no expiry date. We are certain that your experience and expertise will make the session highly informative and engaging for all of us. Sir is very medical legal. Actually, he want to do LLB after MCH urology. Actually, associate dean was telling when I went to invite dean, there is a swap transfer. Gajanana Bhat to Allak, Sadananda Pujari to Udupi. So in that crisis, sir has helped us. Within 3 days, we got a stay from Karnataka Administrative Tribunal. So he has tremendous knowledge about legal aspect. So we should have such people in our department. Otherwise, you believe it or not, health department 4,000 doctors are ruled by 7 IAS officers. So I think I request this Gajanana Bhat to enter into our KJM and remove all the IAS officers from our department. And I went to Bangalore. That time, honestly, I am telling. This Acceptable Gupta told, I can spare you, but not Gajanana Bhat. I don't know what you have done. So once again, he is senior to me. He is very helpful, and whatever if you legal aspect, he will help through his friends. He introduced me. Otherwise, to meet the senior lawyer like Satish, but it's impossible. When I went there, around 30-35 people are waiting in his office. He called and he made me to enter his office as a second person. Around 7:30 I got the, immediately within 3 days I got the stay. At least 1 year I stayed in Mangalore. Next is, we'll see with the help of Gajanana Bhat. Once again I also extend my welcome to President-elect Ullas Shetty and our dynamic secretary. Today's program, he got the sponsorship from Toronto. So,
because we had lots of stuff.
yeah. Dr. Prakash Harishchandra and also our treasurer Dr. Juliana Saldana. Once again I extend heartfelt welcome to each one of you. I wish the program grand success and hope everyone has a meaningful, enjoyable evening ahead. Thank you once again. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your warm words of welcome. May I now request the President and the dignitaries on the dais to kindly felicitate today's chief guest and the speaker with a memento. At first, I request Dr. Roshan to felicitate our guest speaker, Dr. Gajanana Bhat.
My dear friend Dr. Gajanana Bhat and all the IMA doctors. Topic is very interesting. Sex has no expiry date. ಈ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಗಾದೆ ಇದೆ, ಏನೋ ಹುಣಸೆ ಮರ ಒಳಿ ಮುಕ್ತೆ ಹುಣಸೆ ಮರ ಮುಪ್ಪಾದ್ರೂ ಒಳಿ ಮುಕ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ this is unique topic and this is most essential topic also, and it is most secular. ಜಾತ್ಯಾತೀತ ಪಕ್ಷಾತೀತ ಇದು ಈ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಏನಿದೆ. Everybody wants it and wants to know about this thing. And when I was running clinic in Bhadravati, evening 7 o'clock, old man, 70-year-old man came to me with a long beard, with shivering hand. I thought it must be a case of hernia, secondary to prostate, or the case of prostate. But actually he came just wanted to know, have some extra energy below the prostate. Most of the times result may not benefit some tablets. So I think Dr. Gajanana Bhat is going to have a blast regarding this topic. I am not the right person to talk about this. Okay, all best wishes to all of you.
It gives me immense pleasure to introduce today's speaker, Dr. Gajanana Bhat. Dr. Gajanana Bhat is a consultant urologist and consultant in sexual medicine at TSS Hospital, Shirsi. He is a nationally and internationally recognized expert in sexual medicine and has made remarkable contributions to research and clinical practice in this field. He is the member of the 5th International Consultation on Sexual Medicine 2024, member of the Membership Committee of the International Society of Sexual Medicine, President-elect of the Karnataka Urology Association. He has authored numerous research publications and has received several prestigious international awards in the field of sexual medicine. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Dr. Gajanana Bhat.
Sex has no expiry date. This is Alvathank Salam video topic. 44th time speaking. Urologist ಯಾರ್ಯಾರಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. So reputation ಅನ್ಸ್ಬೋದು urologistಗಳಿಗೆ. Because spoken this in Karnataka Urology Association, many IMAs, and so reputation are they will ಏನಾಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ when we are speaking ಈ sexual slang or sex and sexuality ವಿಷಯ ಹೇಗೆ ಗಮನಕ್ಕೆ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಅವಾಗ ಮಧ್ಯಾಹ್ನ ಸಂಜೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ನಾವು ನೀವು ಸ್ವ್ಯಾಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಸ್ವ್ಯಾಪ್ ಇಸ್ ಬಹಳ ಜನರಿಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಇದೆ. It is a sexual energy which comes into place when there is a swap. So ಅವರಿಗೆ ಪೂಜಾರಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಅದೇ ಹೇಳಿದೆ, probably the right thing to say when you are talking about sex, but swap ಅನ್ನೋ ಟರ್ಮ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೀವು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ ಅಂತ, ಬಟ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಅವರು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. So he has prepared the template for the presentation ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ. I thank Dr. Gajanana Pujari for calling me here to speak to this august audience on a topic that is sex has no expiry date. Actually, Susan Mayer was the author who wrote this book. This book was specifically for women. So the question was, does sex has an expiry date? This, every day, whenever I am a urologist for the purpose of earning money, and my passion is sexual medicine. Sexual medicine doesn't bring you money, unfortunately. In smaller cities, especially in Sirsi, if I talk about sex and sexual medicine, people think that I am a sextrovert. So that is why it is very difficult. But if I speak the same thing in Bangalore, you will earn at least 3,000 rupees per consultation. If I do the same thing in Mumbai, it will be 15,000 rupees per consultation. And you believe it or not, unconsummated marriages are so common. And I have at least 15 doctors, friends, sons and daughters suffering from unconsummated marriages. They asked me help. Then I said, you go to, because the place which is nearer, we have to suggest, no? I suggested a very big person who happens to be my friend, because we meet in every conference on sexology. I did not know what was his charges. I simply said, you go and talk to him. And I spoke to him also, and I said, yeah, sir, such and such doctor's son will be coming. Please treat him. He took 4 sessions, and at the end of the session, after 4 sessions, he called the doctor and said, send me 5 lakhs check. If that is the case in Sirsi, I don't require urology, isn't it? But unfortunately, that is not the case in Sirsi. And this, with respect to women, whether sex has an expiry date, this is a repeated question that is being asked by women in menopausal age group. Probably you are well aware that this sex as well as sex-related problems are much more once you cross that particular period, and women always ask, is sex over? Is sex life over? This is the question asked. And men are from different planet, to be frank. They have some other ideas also, so which we will discuss later. So I always tell them, sex has no expiry date whatsoever, whether you are man, woman, animal, what not. Because of many reasons I go through. So this is it working? I have no conflict of interest. While speaking, Dr. Gajanana Pujari said, it is related to Vachvana Kama Sutra. To be frank, Vachvana Kama Sutra, now I have started making, because many people make reels. Now I have also started making reels. Because otherwise people don't remember who is Gajanana Bhat, they don't see my face. And unfortunately, many people are telling, who are not experienced enough in sexology, they are telling that premature ejaculation is curable, treatable. Probably those who treat premature ejaculation will understand that latency will never increase irrespective of whatever treatment you give other than paroxetine. So those people, so that is why I started making reels, and while making reels, I understood how difficult it is, to speak about or to make reels and other things. During that time, I understood that digital presence with respect to sex and sexuality is so low that we as doctors should join hands and make it more available in a bigger market or in a bigger population. Fortunately or unfortunately, there are not many takers for this. Isn't it? There are not many. I still remember one of my gynecology colleague sent me a patient saying that अरे क्या बोलता है पता नहीं से कुछ भी बोलता है यार तुम देख लो. This is what the gynecologist who said. So they don't want to treat. And you ask urologist, the person will listen for 2 minutes. Third minute he will send the patient outside saying that this fellow is a man. Especially this is the problem with Dhat syndrome. Dhat syndrome. So that is why we are very poorly exposed with respect to sex and sexuality, and we ourselves, because I was invited for a consultation, weekly consultation in Hubli, in a very big hospital. One of the directors was my teacher, and he was my teacher when I was doing MS General Surgery in KMC Hubli. And he was one of the directors with a very big name. I don't want to tell the name. So somebody told him that Gajanana Bhat is being invited for some sexual medicine consultation. You know what was the statement he made? So Salah porn bolta hai, porn. This is what is the understanding of senior doctors. So that's why I am telling you, Vatsayana Kama Sutra, we tell it in a very, we have downgraded its position. Vatsayana Kama Sutra is the best book if you have ever read it completely. If you have time, please read it, because we have Sozone Nisikon on August 7th, 8th and 9th, I think. Right? So I have been told by Secretary Sozone of Urology to distribute books, this Vatsayana Kama Sutra, Sanskrit shlokas with English translation. So we are going to do that. If any of you are interested, we will distribute it to you also. It is really informative, Vatsayana Kama Sutra, but I am not talking anything on Vatsayana Kama Sutra because it's a different topic. This is me. I have no conflict of interest. Though my interest is should not be expiry date, but I have no conflict whatsoever. This is Deepak Jubani. Those internal medicine fellows who have seen him would have seen this man, gentleman. I acknowledge him because there are some slides which are taken from his presentation. He also has a book on sex has no expiry date. His book is specifically on medical terminologies, and my talk is not purely on medical terminologies. Of course, based on evidences, but not purely on medical terminologies. I know, I have been listening to that, sitting in the last bench, many speakers speaking, running commentaries about BP, sugar, all this, and ultimately last puncture will sleep, which I don't want. So please be interactive. You can ask any question, any time in between. Time is yours. It's not mine. And you can stop me anytime saying that, Doctor, it is enough, I am sleepy. Okay? Thank you very much. Sorry, you have to click there. Sound ज़्यादा देना यार. ये तो audio visual system connect ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ. It's not connected. That's why. If you have heard a faint sound, what is this? Conch. When was it? If you have gone through COVID times or other things, if you were younger time, this was played during Mahabharata. Isn't it? So why I have specifically done this is, Shiva Prakash sir has made it secular, but unfortunately I got a book, one shloka from Bhagavad Gita. It said, Balam Balavatam Chaham Kamaraga Vivarjitam Dharma Viruddho Guruteshu Kam Osmi Bharatashabha. This is what Bhagavan Krishna has said in Bhagavad Gita. So he said, I am behind everything. So, whenever you are thinking about sex, or whenever you are listening about sex, or whenever you are in the act of sex, think that Mahavishnu or Sri Krishna is there behind, and please go ahead, nothing will happen, nothing is wrong, because this has to be told repeatedly, because socio-culturally talking about sex is a stigma, especially when you speak in a general public, right? So, please think that sexual energy is the primal energy in the body, and it is, we as humans are creative at every level, whether it is emotional level, physical level, spiritual level. Do you agree that sex as an energy, or sex is the highest spiritual attainability that is possible with sex? Do you agree? There is no voice. There is a slide, I'll tell you later. I'll tell you why. Now, if you think that whenever we feel attraction, arousal, see, each word is important. Attraction, arousal, awakening, alertness, passion, interest, inspiration, excitement, creativity, enthusiasm, in all these things there is a sexual energy. Do you agree or not? Yes. Right? So, only few words are mentioned here. All the words there is sexual energy. So that's why my dear friend said swab. Thank you. Okay. Now, anybody from psychosexual medicine, psychology, psychiatry? Sir, you can decipher this. These are circles of sexuality. Right? Now, what is sex? Can anybody define? So, we should be interactive. Sex is always interactive. Without interaction, sex is boring. Isn't it? I have a paper which I have published. Sexual boredom in women. Please listen to this talk. This one I won an award for that in Dubai. Sexual boredom in women in monogamous heterosexual relationship in India. And the treatment is sexual novelty. You know what is sexual novelty? That's why I am asking you. What is sex? Definition of sex. Can anybody? Not male and female. Please don't define that way. I am talking about sex as an act. What is sex? So nobody is speaking, so let me. So unfortunately what has happened is we think that sex is always somewhere around reproduction and penetrative intercourse. That is not sex. That is only part of it. Right? So there is what is called as sexualization. What is sexualization? You know? Flirting. Flirting is sexualization. Scientific term for flirting is sexualization. So tomorrow, if you are chatting with your girlfriend or boyfriend, say that I am sexualizing. That is more scientific and nobody will understand. That's the best way to flirt. You know how many ways of flirting has been explained in Vatsya and Kama Sutra? How many? 64. There are 64 ways of flirting, sir. You know, every way, you see, if I see like this, it's a flirting. If I see like this, it's a flirting. If I stand like this, it's a flirting. I never knew that there are so many ways of flirting. Till I presented a talk on Vatsya and Kama Sutra in the present context in Europe. So, 64 ways of flirting, 64 ways of touching, 64 ways of using your naka, finger, everything is 64. Why? Why everything is 64 in Vatsya and Kama Sutra? Majority of the Sanskrit textbooks, the texts of Gupta period, everything is 64. I did not understand the secret of 64. We have to unlearn it or unearth it. Everything is 64. There are 64 things. 64 positions, 64 ways of foreplay, 64 ways of touching, 64 ways of kissing, 64 ways of standing, 64 ways of approaching through the messenger. sexualization. That's also sex. Next, what is called as, there is one more thing, what is sensuality, which includes fantasy. Fantasy, intimacy, then penetrative sexual intercourse after play is a part of sex. What is after play? Can anybody, so many seniors are there, then they will throw, I thought that they will throw some light on it. What is after play? Please don't sleep. What is after play?
Opposite of foreplay.
Sir?
Opposite of foreplay.
It's continuation of foreplay, sir. If you do opposite of foreplay, the women will run away. If you want that to happen, then you are right. Then you are cute also. You are naughty, sir. It's compliment. What happens is, many women complain that the majority of dissatisfaction in women is they feel that they are left behind their male partner immediately after their job is done. That is ejaculation. Right? That sets up worst possible sexual dissatisfaction in women. And if you kiss her, if you hug her, if you say that you were so beautiful, I loved you so much, and you hug her and congratulate her, that is after play, sir. If it is exactly opposite of foreplay, then she has to run away. So this is after play, and after play is a must. And you believe it or not, Vatsayana Kama Sutra has a chapter of 39 shlokas on after play. So after play, we should have known, we should have been masters. But unfortunately, Indian men are very poor in after play as well as foreplay. It is unfortunate. Anyway, so sex as such is, it starts from sexualization, then sensuality, then intimacy, then penetration, yes if necessary, if not then after play. Right? This is sex. Now, I have some slides which are picked from our famous Deepak Jumani sir. These are beautiful slides, you just see. There are different stages in life, and this is a stage we call tempting teens. All of you have gone through this particular stage. This is the age during which testosterone is very high in men, and in women testosterone just starts to rise. This is the period when everything appears so beautiful. I tell you, if you go through, you just close your eyes and feel your 18s, 19s during that period. You might have had at least 10 girlfriends or 10 boyfriends within your इधर होता. लेकिन क्या करें? हर एक से शादी तो नहीं कर सकते. But think, don't lie here, but all of you, it is including me. I still remember. I thought that I am loving her. At the end of it, after 3 years, I knew that it was not love. So, har ek aadmi, everybody has gone through this. It is because of testosterone. Pehla nasha. So, I call this pehla nasha. This is the period during which there is an increased testosterone, especially in boys. It is at the peak. So, that's why the proposals are so many from the boys' side, and women are always, there. It is just at the level of, it is just rising, it has not reached peak. Right? That is Pehla Nasha or tempting teens. Next is, I call this terrific 20s. During this period, proposal doesn't help. Men have the highest testosterone that are pumped in. So much of testosterone that something has to be done. So I call it Dhoom Macha De because there are many times, because many young people who are in this particular period, they will have lot of sexual interactions, and we as parents or we as seniors in the society fail to guide them properly, and ultimately they end up with sexual abuse or sexual problems, or many problems. They may end up in, in any doctor's chamber also. This is the period I call it as Dhoom Macha De, because you just can't stop. Right? Now, coming to the next period, I call it as troubling 30s. Probably you don't know why so many people come, especially those, I don't know how many urologists, other than Saddam, nobody else is seeing. So, how many urologists are there? They see many people in 30s who come with sexual problems. You know why? Because testosterone has just stopped stabilizing. There is no peak there. There is an on and off switch. And the Kishore, you are right man, right time, correct. Anyway, thank you very much. Right? So, you are stable at that particular point of time. But there is a mood off and on. So, during that time, I call this Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum, because there is a rise, there is a mood one day, there is no mood the other day. Ultimately, the person has got loss of desire, loss of sexual intimacy on few days, and is a wonderful lover on some other days. This is because of this during 30s to 40s. Right? And in women, to be frank, testosterone is high during that time. You agree that the women also have testosterone? You agree, no? Yes, women also have testosterone. Of course, they don't have so much that they get mosh. They have testosterone. Without testosterone, you don't have sexual desire at all. You have tons of estrogen, nothing will happen. You require testosterone. So that is why I say testosterone is the medicine for being sexually active. But unfortunately it is bad. It is used very abusingly. Right? Now, next comes this is called exploring 40s, where the testosterone in men is coming down at a faster rate, 1% per year. Those who are in 40s, please understand, you have gone beyond your peak. The fall in testosterone is very, very rapid. Right? Women are still at peak. And this is a social media age. You have Aiden, you have WhatsApp, you have knock knock, you have quack quack, you have so many things. The men who lose interest in their own partner, the sexual boredom sets in during this period, that is 40s. So ultimately what happens is, same partner, same type of sex, same type of foreplay, same type of afterplay is boring. That is why we call this period as naughty at 40. And the naughtiest period is at 40 and beyond, 40 to 50. Please understand. And women have problems matching the sexual understanding or sexual desire of their men, because there is a total decrease in testosterone, their interest goes off. Right? Women are still having more interest, so that is why women in 40s do desire much more, except for the fact that they have been troubled by other responsibilities such as managing the children, house chores, or some other professional work, etc., etc. Otherwise, women are at a better state of mind with respect to sex at 40 compared to men. Now, next is 50. So everybody is happy. All are in the same group according to you. Isn't it? So nice. What does it mean? It is self-explanatory. Can anybody decipher this slide? Please. Anybody, I don't mind. See, because it should not be monologue. It should be dialogue. What is it? It is 50s. Why I have named this slide as Papukan Dansala? So there is ED, erectile dysfunction. 50 is the period where you have highest number of erectile dysfunction. Highest. We see the problem, you understand this. You have a decreased testosterone. You have sexual boredom because of the same thing. I still remember when we conducted the study in women, the lady smilingly said, from day one of my marriage, she said, dear doctor, from day one of my marriage, the way the bedroom switch was put off till I went to bathroom or washroom to clean, if the same act is repeated, do you think it is interesting? This was the question that was asked. You believe it or not, we men or women don't understand that if the boredom is not addressed in this social media age, you are losing your partner mentally. This is 100% truth. I don't say that they are, they will go out of your married life or something like that, but there are avenues which they can find out secretly. Okay? So that is why I say there are better ways of sex, not only penetration. I will explain later. Right? Now next comes what is called as 60s. I call this seeming 60s. 60s is the period you will become more intelligent. You will understand that पप्पू तो डांस नहीं कर सकता, कुछ और करना पड़ता है. Right? So I call this बुढ़ा होगा तेरा बाप, because you always feel that you have to find out something new. What is new that can be found out that creates interest in your partner? What are the things which you can, improve upon when you are with your partner? Can anybody say? This is an open forum, sir. Anybody can speak. I am not speaking alone. This is wrong. When I spoke in Kundapur, they did not allow me to speak. They were speaking from behind. I have to stop them in between. Mangalore is very, very peaceful, unfortunately. Orthopedicians yarilva? Sir, orthopedicians are more for it, sir. I don't blame you, I tell you. Then you are the right person to say so. I tell you, improvisation. See, I tell you, improvisation is sex, is what is needed. When I finished my talk in Kolhapur, I was, there were so many people who came and said, can you help me, can you help me? But nobody were telling how to help. People don't open up, despite being doctors. That is why I am asking you. See, there is a way. I tell you, once a menopause sets in woman, it is quite difficult for her. So she has a desire, but the body doesn't allow. Right? Now what should be done? Any idea? I am not talking anything offense to women. Any woman can speak. What is the idea? Because you have so many nutraceuticals.
Sir, what do you mean by saying body doesn't allow?
Body doesn't allow because you have a dryness there, right? There is no secretion whatsoever. Desire is very high during that time because estrogens have come down. Whatever testosterone itself is there, it is sufficient, right? So you have a desire, but you have a painful sexual intercourse. Vagina doesn't allow at all. So during that time, how do you improvise? How to improvise it? Jellies don't help, sir.
Position.
Does it help? Anatomy doesn't change the anatomy of other partner. tell you why. See, what happens is, that's why I am telling you. I started the talk saying that sexual intercourse is not penetration. Right? So, by 60, when you become 60, you are with the partner at least for some 20 years, isn't it? You know what she likes. You know what he likes. I still remember many women come and say, Sir, ಏನಾದರೂ ಔಷಧಿ ಕೊಡಬಾರ್ದ ಸರ್, ಬ್ಯಾಡ ಟೈಮ್ ಬಂದು ಏನಾದ್ರು ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾನೆ ಸರ್. ಆಯ್ತಾ, ಹಿಂಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಏನು ಔಷಧಿ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು, ಅದು ಒಳ್ಳೇದಲ್ವಾ ಸರ್? ಏನು ಸರ್ ಇದು, ಏನು ಪುಸ್ತಕದಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ಬರ್ತಾನೆ ಸರ್, ಏನಾದ್ರು ಔಷಧಿ ಕೊಡಿ ಸರ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ಯು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್, you have not understood your woman even after some 30 odd years. Sex is not penetration. Period bandibitidira ನೀವು. You should understand that. That's what I am telling. Penetration is not sex. You might not have kissed for a very long time, or you might not have hugged for a very long time. You might not have stayed together for a very long time. You might not have gone for a vacation for a very long time. You might not have given adequate privacy for a very long time. You might not have told her that you are the most beautiful woman I have ever seen. You understand? These are the things far better than penetration during that time. It is quite difficult for her to tolerate all those things. So, it is that period at a time when it is 60s, I call it Buddha Hoga Tera Baap isliye, because you have every knowledge about your partner. It is the period when you say that I know everything about her. That is same for women also. I always ask them, whenever women come to me, I always ask them, which is the most sensitive area of your body? If you want only one area to be touched. ಯಾರಾದರೂ ಹೇಳಕ್ಕಾಗುತ್ತಾ? ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಕೇಳಿ ಹೇಳೋದು. I asked the same straightforward question to one of my gynecologists. She blushed. The patient ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಯಾಕೆ ಹೇಳಿ? They have had enough. Whether these people, they might not have had at all because of the profession. That's a different issue. I have one of my friend who happens to be the husband of a gynecologist. He is a doctor. He came to me for a circumcision. So he was repeatedly asking, I want to ask you something, I want to ask you something. क्या यार, क्या पूछना चाहते हो पूछो. When can I restart masturbation after circumcision? See, this is the status of their sex life. This is the problem. So, I don't say that you have a sex life which is, penetration all the time. But keep your partner well aware about what you need and what you can give, what you can give at best. You understand? This is the age that you should know. Then comes what is called as soothing 70s. If at all you reach that period, I tell you, you will love to see that this is a period wherein people would like to hold hands and walk, but our society doesn't allow. Have you seen any 70-year-old if they hold hands and walk? ವಯಸ್ಸದಲ್ಲೂ ನೋಡಿ ಏನು ಚಟ ಏನಿದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಅಲ್ಲ, ತಪ್ಪೋದು. ನಾನು when I finished my MCH about 18 years ago, 18 ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ, first patient when I saw in CC, he was around 70-year-old male. Sir said, no, 70-year-old male, cardiac patient. Physician referred to me for erectile dysfunction. I asked him, ಭಾಳ ಚಟಲ್ಲ ಈ ಟೈಮಿಗೆ ಯಾಕೋ ನಿಮಗೆ ಇರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಬಂದಿದ್ದ ಅವನು. This I said. Now I am talking about so many things. This I said. This is the attitude of almost all the doctors. ಈಗ ಯಾಕೋ ಸೆಕ್ಷುವಲ್ ಮೆಡಿಸಿನ್ ಓದಿ ಅಂತ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಬಿಟ್ರೆ, ಅದರ್ವೈಸ್ ಮೊದಲೇ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ನಾವು. Right? So this is the period wherein there is a lot to learn and unlearn. Sit with your partner and start talking and discuss your life, your memories, and relive it. Relive it. You can go to any vacation, you can take off from your work and do many things because work doesn't bother at that time. 70 is the time you have retired. Hope so. Right? Now, this is 80s. 80s is the period wherein slowly and surely the organ doesn't work. If somebody has an organ which is working, surely the person has got an implant. Nothing else works. With all due respect to everybody, I don't know whoever is there, 80 is a very difficult period. Other than implant, nothing works. Otherwise, you require a very strong support, right? A silicone implant, that's what I'm doing. And women, it is very difficult for them unless you have a very young partner. Female also, it is very difficult. 80 is a period. You have a very severe genitourinary syndrome, menopause. It doesn't work. Whatever you give genitourinary syndrome, menopause, it will not respond. At GSM, the best treatment for GSM is at that age is a dihydrotestosterone cream locally applicable, which is not available in India. I still said, I told so many companies to produce one cream, and you believe it or not, we have clinical studies. If you apply a dihydrotestosterone cream to a genitourinary syndrome menopause patient vagina, the vagina will become pink even at the age of 80. There is no contracture. See, vagina contracts. There is a severe cicatrization. If you say old age vagina, and it causes severe urinary dysfunction, sexual dysfunction, nobody bothers in India, unfortunately. But in West, that is a bothersome symptom. Right? Now, coming to what is called as nervous 90s, it is a period wherein you forget everything. This is the best period. Sarah, see, you have Alzheimer's. You don't know whether your wife is yours or not. Your husband is yours or not. So, luckily if you survive, even if you go there, I tell you, you will be the most luckiest person because there is no bonding whatsoever. But if you are committed in your relationship, this Alzheimer's also will be stopped coming near you. I will tell you how. Do you think that sex is an excellent stress reliever? Thank you. People are awake. Why? Why so? Huh? It comes down. Where does it come? Adrenaline drive comes down. Right? Then can you have sexual activity if you are in stress? For example, see tomorrow Sadhanand Pujari is transferred. Where is your wife? Madam, ಏನು ಮಾಡೋದು ಅವತ್ತು ನೀವು ಹತ್ರ ಬರ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಅದನ್ನ ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಟು ಅದು ಬೆಸ್ಟ್. This is what the studies say. I tell you why. Because see, as many of you said, endorphins are released to the maximum extent if you leave the stress behind and start love making. Got my point? Problem ಏನು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಆ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. So it will be stressful exercise for your partner, unfortunately. You got my point? So that is the problem. Otherwise, sex is the best stress reliever. You don't get a better stress reliever than sex. Right? Now, do you think that it is an excellent mood booster? You know, there is a study of 30,000 American women between in 1989 to 2012, it found that having sex at least once a week in a committed relationship, please understand, committed. It is not a hookup, committed relationship. Committed relationship was enough to keep your mood in an elated state. At least once a week in a committed relationship. ಹೊಸ ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾ ಏಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ once a week in a committed relationship is called as foolish business. You know why? Because people find new partners every day. You believe it or not, I was conducting a study. What exactly these people do in what is called as this? I told you, Quack, David, all these online platforms. Have you ever visited? Any of you? No. People don't say yes. I say yes. I have visited. I have been a member. I have paid 9,500 rupees to become a member. I know why. I wanted to know what exactly is done there. You believe it or not, many people whom I knew were there on the platform. So don't say no, sir. And madams. And even madams were there. And fortunately and unfortunately, they had put along with the husband their photos. This is what happens. I tell you, that's why I am telling you repeatedly. Committed relationship is what keeps your mood elated. Right? What happens in a hookup? I tell you, what happens in a hookup? Hookup is a different mentality. Please understand. It is not the same mentality. You, all of you, who are sitting in this gathering, you feel that the same partner, same things, ಅದೇ ಮಕ್ಕಳು, ಅದೇ ಬೆಡ್ರೂಮ್, ಅದೇ ಮೂಡ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ವಾ? But hookup, you try once, you will understand. You may ask, you have gone to Glidden, you have tried also. You can ask me. That's why I am telling you, I have not tried, but I am telling you, hookup is a different mentality. You require a totally different mentality. Once you have a partner in front of you, forget everything. That's what is needed for hookup, and it is quite difficult for Indian people. But there are many on this platform who say that they do it. And I have interviewed at least hundreds of them. Whatever their, if you just go through the headings, they have put what they like. What were the things they have written? Experience sharing. Anybody who is on such platforms, you will know. Experience, what I want to do, what you like to do. Experience sharing, chatting, making friendship, threesome, then sex at exceptional places, outdoor sex, all these things they had written, right? So, I was a part of that group, So, caught one of them and asked. People don't respond usually, right? What exactly you want to do? Right? When I started asking, all of them found it very difficult to say, you have written all this in, you have highlighted, these are my priorities. But none of the women, I am telling you again, women agreed that I am sorry, I have put it wrongly. These all things I don't want to do. But men were ready to do anything. This is what is the status in such platforms. Please know. Right? So, it's an excellent mood booster as long as you are in a committed relationship. Now, the problem with sex is it improves sleep quality. Not only improves, it makes you sleep. Isn't it? That is one of the most common complaint of women who said, ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಮಲ್ಕೋತಾನೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಡೆ ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಉತ್ತರ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ಮಂದಿ ಅದು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನ್ರಿ ಮಲ್ಕೋತಾನ್ರಿ ಏನಾಯ್ತು ಖುಷಿ ಆಯ್ತು ಏನೂ ಕೇಳೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಹೆಂಗ್ರಿ ಖುಷಿ ಬರ್ತದ್ರಿ ಅಂತಿದ್ರು. ವೈ ಯಾಕೆ ಬರ್ತದ್ರಿ ನಿದ್ದೆ? Can anybody tell me why you feel sleepy? Not after listening to me. I am talking after sex. I mean to say, I don't introduce anything because this doesn't have a form at all. There is one video in the end. I will show you later.
Mechanical sex.
ಮೆಕ್ಯಾನಿಕಲ್ ಸೆಕ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ ಸ್ಲೀಪ್ ಬರಲ್ಲ ಸರ್. ಸೆರೋಟೋನಿನ್ ಬರಲ್ಲ. ಬರಲ್ಲ.
Mechanical sex ಮಾಡಿ gentleman sleeps.
Sir, whether the person does highly romantic sex also, he has to sleep. Why? There is a reason for that. Scientific. Ejaculation doesn't allow, sir. If everybody after ejaculating starts sleeping, then people will be sleeping everywhere. Because nowadays ejaculation is happening on top ticket and wherever you go, people start ejaculating. So, don't listen to this thing. This is a wrong theory. Anything else? It's prolactin, Baba. 400% increase in prolactin, you know? 400% increase in prolactin if you reach orgasm in a proper manner. So, men reach orgasm. I always feel that men reach orgasm so easily that they sign off with the whiting. Whiting is sinner. They sign off with the whiting. And women hardly reach orgasm. What is the percentage of women who reaches orgasm all the time? Kelipa? 2%. Sir, it is called orgasmic dysfunction if you find that only 2% of women. What is the percentage of women who reach orgasm? Vishnu? Hillary? What is the percentage of sexual encounters in which women reach orgasm? Percentage of women beta. You have 100 sexual encounters. We take masturbation irbodu, bare kissing irbodu, penetrative sex irbodu, ಏನೇ ಇರಲಿ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಆರ್ಗಾಸಮ್ ರೀಚ್ ಆಗೋದು ಎಷ್ಟು ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟೇಜ್ ಎನ್ಕೌಂಟರ್ಸ್ ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ?
ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟೇಜ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಲೆಸ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ.
ಎಷ್ಟು ಸರ್? ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. It's very important, sir. It's very important. I'll tell you why. How much? Bare 30%, sir. 33%, 77, 67%, they are not happy at all. You don't bother, that is unfortunate. Men don't bother. They just sleep off. That is the problem, right? So, 33% of the women, please listen to this statement. 33% of the women reach orgasm in 33% of the sexual encounters. So, multiply this, it will be hardly 9%. So, there is a mismatch between man and woman. This is very well explained by Vatsayana Kamasutra again. Why? Because we lack foreplay. We means men, I mean to say. There is no foreplay. There is no anatomy knowledge. I was astounded to find that one engineer and one dentist went to honeymoon to Sri Lanka and came back, and that girl was so furious. She was repeatedly telling he doesn't know which hole to enter. This is an engineer. This is a problem. This is because we hardly give any education. Where is education? I still remember, if any of your son or daughter asks in a very young age, Appa na ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬಂದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಿ ನೀವು? ಯಾವ ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ಸರ್? ಸುಳ್ಳು ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಿ. ನೀವೆಂದ್ರೆ ಹೇಳಿರಿ ಆಯ್ತು ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ಒಳಗೆ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಹೋದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ ಸರ್? ಹೇಳಿ ನೋಡು. ಹೇಳೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಯಾರು. ದೇವ್ರು ತಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟ. ಯಾವ ದೇವರು ಸರ್? ರಾತ್ರಿನೇ ಬರ್ತಾನ ನಮ್ಮ ದೇವ್ರು. ಏನ್ ಸರ್? ನನ್ನ ಮಗಳು ಸಾರ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು 3 ವರ್ಷ ನೋಡಿದ್ಲು. ಅವಳನ್ನ ಪಕ್ಕದ ಮನೆಗೆ ಗಂಡು ಮಗು ಹುಟ್ಟಿತ್ತು, ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿದ್ದು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಆಸ್ ಎ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ನಾವೇನು ನಾಲೆಜ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ ನೋಡಿ. ಗಂಡು ಮಗು ಹುಟ್ಟಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿದ್ವಿ. ಚಟಿ ಹಾಕಿಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ, ಮಗು ಅಲ್ವಾ ಅದು, ತೊಟ್ಲಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಗಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವಳು ಪದೇ ಅವನ್ನ ಪೆನಿಸನ್ನೇ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ಲು. ಅಪ್ಪ ಏನು ಅದು ಯಾವಾಗ ಉದುರೋಗುತ್ತೆ? she knows about only hers ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅವಳಿಗೆ ಇಲ್ವಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಯಾವಾಗ ಉದುರೋಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಅವಳಿಗೆ ಕಾಯಿ ಹೀಗೆ ಇರ್ತದ. ಸರಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ನೋಡೋದು ಹೇಳೋರಿಗೆ, ನೀ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳೋರು, ಅಪ್ಪ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳು ಸರಿ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಅಷ್ಟು ದೊಡ್ಡದಿರಬಾರ್ದು, ಉದುರೋಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅದು. ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ದೇ ಆರ್ ವೆರಿ ಪೂರ್ ಸೆಕ್ಸ್ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ಇಲ್ಲವೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್. ಏನು ಸೆಕ್ಸ್ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ನೋಡಿ ಶಾಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ? ಓನ್ಲಿ ಅದೊಂದೇ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರು STDs ಅದು ಬಿಟ್ಟರೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ. ಮೆನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರುಯೇಷನ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಲ್ಲ. That's a very poor education. Unfortunately, people are not aware. What is the average length a man can hold? I mean to say, latency. Average latency period is 3 for ejaculation. Is it? Then you call it a delayed ejaculation, sir.
That is the pleasure. Some people say that you can delay your ejaculation and the stimulation goes on again.
Sir, that is called delayed ejaculation, sir. Average time to ejaculate in man is around 3 to 7 minutes. Right? So we call premature ejaculators the person who fails to enter only who ejaculates prior or within a minute of intromission. Right? That is primary. Then within 3 minutes is secondary. What is delayed is anybody beyond 20 minutes. Recently I had a case. A person who was in around 30-35. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ನಮ್ಮ ಸೈಡ್ ಈಗ ಗಂಡು ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಎಣ್ಣೆ ಸಿಗಲ್ಲ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕಡೆ ಹೇಗಿದೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗಲ್ಲ. ಬ್ರಾಹ್ಮಣರಿಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಸಿಗಲ್ಲ. ಆ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಆಗಿದೆ. ನಿಜವಾದ ಬ್ರಾಹ್ಮಣರಿಗೆ ಸಿಗಲ್ಲ. ಆ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲೂ ಸಿಗಲ್ಲ. ಆಯ್ತಾ? 35ನೇ ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಹೆಣ್ಣು ಸಿಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೆ ಬಹಳ ಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಂತೆ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಹತ್ರ ಹೋದ. ಅವನು ಮಾಸ್ಟರ್ಬೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಂತೆ. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಡಾಕ್ಟ್ರು ಎಂಜಿಯೋಲೈಟಿಕ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಕೊಟ್ಟಂತ ಇರೆಕ್ಟೈಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಯ್ತಂತೆ. ಟೆಡಲಫಿಲ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಟೆಡಲಫಿಲ್ 5 mg daily. 10 mg daily, not Tadalafil 5 mg. 10 mg is not a daily dose. He has taken 10 mg daily. He had angina. ಆಯ್ತಾ? angina ಆಯಿತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಹಾಕ್ಸ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಇಷ್ಟೊತ್ತಿಗೆ 40 ಆಗಿದೆ. ಮದುವೆ ಅಂತೂ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಆಯ್ತಾ? Then what happened is his erection became normal and he thought that it's the right time to marry. But he was already under some psychiatric treatment, right? Now the patient has been referred to me for infertility. You know why? Delayed ejaculation. If he performs sex today, he ejaculates after 3 days. It is because of psychiatrists.
Is it possible?
Psychiatrists. Paroxetine 25 mg daily weed twice ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ patient will ejaculate after 3 days only, sir. 25 mg ಬೀಡಿ ಮೇಲಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಮನುಷ್ಯ. ನನಗೆ ಆಶ್ಚರ್ಯ ಆಯಿತು. 35ಕ್ಕೆ ಮದುವೆ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಎಂಜಿಯೋಲೈಟಿಕ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಇದ್ದವನು. Now it is got delayed ejaculation. I just questioned that this is 2 days before. 2 ದಿನ ಮುಂಚೆ. ನಾನು ಲೇಡಿ ಹತ್ರ ಒಂದೇ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಕೇಳಿದೆ. ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ಬಹಳ ಜನ ಬರೋರು ಲೇಟೆನ್ಸಿ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಅಂತ ನನ್ನ ಹಸ್ಬೆಂಡ್ದು ಅಂತ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ನೀವು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅವನು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಆ ಥರ ಲೇಟೆನ್ಸಿ ಇದೆಯಲ್ರಿ, ಏನು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಸರ್ ನೀವು ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ನೋಡಿ. ಅದು ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಕೇಳಿಲ್ಲ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಟೂ ಬ್ಯಾಡ್ ಎ ಕಮೆಂಟ್. ವಾಟ್ ಟು ಆಸ್ಕ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸಿ, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್. ವಿ ಡೋಂಟ್ ರೆಕಗ್ನೈಸ್ ದ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್. ಅವನ ಆಂಗ್ಸೈಟಿ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದು ಕೌನ್ಸಿಲಿಂಗ್ ಇತ್ತಲ್ವಾ? ನಾವು ಕೌನ್ಸಿಲಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ವಿ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಲಿಸನ್ ಟು ದೆಮ್ ಸರ್. ಇಫ್ ಸಂಬಡಿ ಕಮ್ಸ್, ಐ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ ಧಾತ್ ಅಂತ ಬರ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, ಧಾತ್. ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ನೋ ಹೌ ಕಾಮನ್. ಬಹಳ ಧಾತ್ ಜನ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ನೋಡ್ತೀರಿ ಧಾತು? ನೋಡೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಧಾತು ಅಂತ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಓಡಿಸ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವರ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸಿಂಡ್ರೋಮ್ ಟು ಟ್ರೀಟ್. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ನೀವು ಟ್ರೀಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು 4 ದಿನ ಮತ್ತೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ರೈಟ್? ನಾವು ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಡಿವಿಯೇಟ್. ನಾವು ಇಟ್ ಬೂಸ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಇಮ್ಯುನಿಟಿ. ಅದು ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ. ಸೆಕ್ಸ್ ಬೂಸ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಇಮ್ಯುನಿಟಿ. ಸೆಕ್ಸ್ ಬೂಸ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಇಮ್ಯುನಿಟಿ. ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಫೌಂಡ್ ಇನ್ ಎ ಬಹಳ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಸ್ಟಡಿ. ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಡ್ ಇಸ್, ಪೆನ್ಸಿಲ್ವೇನಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಫಿಲಿಪ್ಸ್ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ಗಳಿಗೆ if you how often they had sex ಅಂತ college students, college sex is very common in US, right? How often they had sex ಅಂತ they conducted a study and their immunoglobulin A levels were measured. Those who had at least sex twice weekly, they had a 30% increase in immunoglobulin A level compared to those who had once a month. So immunoglobulin level A increase ಆಗುತ್ತೆ if you had sex. And then what is called as it decreases the risk of prostate cancer. When I presented the talk on this same topic, men were very happy. You know why? I had a mixed audience. Majority of the women, that is female partners, were in the audience only. Yaru, naan matadodu. I said, if you have at least 21 ejaculations a month, please listen, 21 ejaculations a month, the chance of prostate cancer reduces by 50%. You know? So, all the males who were sitting there, they were looking at their partners and see, I told you. And they were so much worried that nobody allows that. Now what to do? This was the question, right? But really, it is proved that ejaculations reduce the risk of prostate cancer. Now, do you agree with this or not? I don't know how many physicians are there, because there are many people are physicians here, I think. What do you say? Do you agree? Cardiac events. How? That's it, Jada? How? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. ಹೆಂಗಸರಿಗೆ ಬಿ ಪಿ ಬಹಳ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗ್ತದಂತೆ ಸೆಕ್ಸ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ, ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ? ಯಾಕೆ? Hypertension, the chance of hypertension are very less in women if you have regular sex. If you have regular sex, your partner has regular sex. You got my point? Women have got hypertension. If you are in a committed non-committed prashna illa, but irrespective of committed non-committed, sexual intercourse reduces the risk of cardiac events. Do you agree? You agree, no? No. This is not ಹೊಸದಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಬೇಕಂತಿಲ್ಲ. It enhances intimacy. But only catch here is whether committed or not, intimacy increases. You got my point? So intimacy increases with sexual interaction. So I say sensualization, sexualization. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ನರ್ ಜೊತೆನೇ ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಇಲ್ಲ. It boosts cognition. That's why I told you. 90 ನೀವು ರೀಚ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಸೆಕ್ಸ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಇರಬೇಕು, ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. I'll tell you why. See, a study was conducted, English medical language study, EMLA ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ 80 ರಿಂದ 89 ವರ್ಷದ ಒಳಗಿನ ಏನು ಜನ ಇದಾರಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ whether they can recollect the names and the numbers was tested. Those who have at least twice a week sex for last 10 years had better chance of recollecting it. Now I ask you, would you like to have that better memory even at 90? ನಾನು ಜೋಕ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೇಳ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಸತ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಕೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ತಪ್ಪು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಡಿ. Would you like to have it? ಬೇಡವಾ? Why not? Then better have sex, sir. That's what I am telling you, right? True, this is true. I tell you, Alzheimer's, chance of Alzheimer's is less. It's an excellent pain reliever. ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ? How? Endorphin. It reduces the headache, that is cluster headache by 30% and migraine by 60%. I think I am very clear that sex is the best exercise. No gym membership is needed. What is the amount of calories that are burned per sexual act, sexual encounter? Can anybody tell me? ತುಂಬಾ ಜನ ಸ್ಮಾರ್ಟ್ ವಾಚ್ ಕಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ನೋಡಿದೀರಾ ನೀವು? ನಾನು ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಸಲ ನೋಡಿ ಸ್ಟೇಟಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಸೈಕ್ಲಿಂಗು ಅಷ್ಟು ಕ್ಯಾಲರಿ ಮಾಡಿದೆ, ಇಷ್ಟು ಕ್ಯಾಲರಿ ಮಾಡಿದೆ, ಯಾರು ನಾನು ಇವತ್ತು ಸೆಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಅಂತ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. I don't understand why. It is worth putting. People don't do it nowadays. Personal ತಗೊಳ್ಬೇಡಿ. See.
Watch ಅಡ್ಡ ಬರ್ತದೆ.
You are really not at 40, sir. Not at 88. Watch ಅಡ್ಡ ಬರ್ತದೆ. That's why I am telling you. See, what is the amount of calories that are lost? ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದಾ?
400 calories.
Oh, sir, you are not doing sex, sir. You are doing something. I'm sure. You more than can be 1 month with sex alone. You are making something else. ಎಷ್ಟು ಸರ್ ಸರ್ ನೀವು ಬಿಟ್ಲಾಕ್ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ರಿ ಅಲ್ಲ 100 for men and average is around 70 for women. Right. So what's trying? This I wanted to ask you. Howda? It is the only place where you want somebody else should be happy, not you. ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಒಂದೇ ನಾನು ಖುಷಿ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು, ನಾನು ಎಲ್ಲ ನಂದೇ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಇಗೋ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರು ಖುಷಿಯಾಗಿರ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಬಯಸೋ ಸೆಕ್ಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಪಕ್ಕದ ಮನೆಯವರಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು. ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ವೈ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಟೆಲಿಂಗ್ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಥಿಂಗ್. ಬೇರೆ ಯಾವುದ್ರಲ್ಲೂ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅನ್ಸಲ್ಲ ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ತಾಯಿ ಪ್ರೀತಿ ಬಿಟ್ಟು. ಬೇರೆ ಎಲ್ಲದರಲ್ಲೂ ಏನೋ ನಾನು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು, ನನಗೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಮೈ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ನರ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ happy. People come to for ejaculation problems. ಯಾರು ಬರ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಬರೋದು ಪಾರ್ಟ್ನರ್ ಅನ್ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ ಅಂತ. You ask the partner. Partner will always say, no, please don't give any treatment to him. And I have experience in this. In the initial days when I started as a urology ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮುಗಿಸಿ sexuology ಅಂತ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡೆಲ್ಲ. I started a patient came to me and he was so well read. He simply said, my ejaculatory latency is less than 3 minutes, doctor. He said. This was a statement that by a patient. I was very much impressed. I gave him paroxetine. Okay. Then this happened in government hospital and I was sitting in private hospital. One lady came to me after 10 days or so. This taught me a very big lesson what to do in sexual medicine. I tell you, if at all you are seeing such patients, you have to do this only. So she came, she said, are you Gajanana Bhat? Some lady, beautiful looking lady. She came, are you Gajanana Bhat? She just came into my chamber and said, yes, I am Gajanana. Have you treated this patient? One photograph she showed and said, this is the same person, ejaculatory latency fellow. I can't tell you about all the patients and other things. This is wrong. It is against professional secrecy. I can't tell you. She said, hell with your professional secrecy. He is my husband. She said. Then what happened? Why have you given some drugs? You always ask me, change that position, this position. He does for hours. And you have given paroxetine, some drug for him. Now he is doing it for more than that hour. You can't do this. He said. Then I understood that always talk to the partner. In sexual medicine, never take accounts that are detailed by the patient themselves. Always take partner into consideration. Right? Now, it is many people's only experience of meditation. Do you agree or not? I don't know how many have experienced this. Have anybody reached trance during sex? Sir, ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು ನಾವು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಒಂದೇ ಸರ್. ಯಾರು ಹೇಳ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕೆ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ? ಆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಯುವರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್. Suprakash, should open up. He's my friend. Please, don't feel bad. Have you reached trance? See, ನನಗಂತೂ ನಾನು ಜನ್ಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಸನ್ಯಾಸ ಸ್ವೀಕರಿಸ್ತೇನೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಸಲ್ಲ. ನಾವು ವಾಚನ ಕಾಮಸೂತ್ರ, ರಾತ್ರಿ ರಹಸ್ಯ ಇಂಥದ್ದೇ ಓದ್ಕೊಂಡು ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ರೀಚ್ ಎನಿ ಟೈಮ್. ಸನ್ಯಾಸ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ರೀಚ್. Right. So I always think that it is the only chance for me. If I have to know what is trance, this is the only way. If you perform religiously, I don't mean non-secular manner. That religion is religion. Religiously, if you start with ABCD of foreplay and end up with a beautiful afterplay, you will definitely go to a state of trance. Try it once. It is possible. You don't require hours of romping. You don't require jumping. You don't require moving around like beautiful lighting and things. No, methodically. That's why I always tell my patients, sex starts with early morning, just tell them, please, just go and talk beautifully with sweet voice to your partner. That starts the day in a most pleasant manner. Maintain the decorum to the bed, till the night, and finish it with a beautiful sex. You will reach the trance. But unfortunately, we don't do all those things. That is the problem. Now, as you age, reap the benefits of experience. Many of you have. Be playful and honest. Expand the meaning of sex. I told you, sex is not penetration alone. Change your routine. If you don't change your routine, partner will change you. ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ ಈಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ ಯಾವತ್ತೋ ಒಂದಿನ ಚಾಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ನರ್ ಸಿಕ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾಳೆ ನೋಡಿ. ಅದೊಂದು ಸಿನಿಮಾ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅದು. ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ದರ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಮೂವಿ. They chat to each other, then decide to meet, and when they meet, they find that it's his own husband and wife. This happens. So that's why I'm telling you. Now, discuss new ideas and modernize. Turn off the devices and talk more. This is much needed. Now, 24 ತಾಸು ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ. ಮೊದಲು ಬಂದ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋದು. Really listen when they come to you with a problem. My wife always said, when I read this sentence, when she was an audience, she said, probably we should learn this. Turn off the device and talk more. So really listen when they come to you with a problem. Touch each other in a loving ways more often. That's what I am doing. From morning till evening. Start hugging. Start a small peck. Not peck. Peck. Everybody is ready. The idea is to die young as late as possible. Isn't it? All of us are going to die. You want to be young, yeah? Young at heart. Alva? So click madappa. This is the last slide. This is a beautiful video. Voice ಬೇಕು ಇಲ್ಲದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಉಪಯೋಗ ಇಲ್ಲ.
मेरा जन्म सृष्टि के निर्माण के साथ हुआ। मैं पिछले युगों में था, इस युग में हूँ और आने वाले सभी युगों में रहूंगा। अनंत काल से पृथ्वी पर राज करने की लड़ाई जारी है। लाखों वर्ष पहले संसार में भीम सरक यानी डायनासोर जैसे अद्भुत जीवों का राज था, पर काल चक्र के साथ वो नचर पाए और आखिर उनका अंत हुआ। फिर धीरे धीरे ईश्वर के पुत्र मानव ने धरती को अपने वश में किया और शुरू हुई मुकाबले की एक ऐसी आंधी जिसने सभ्यताओं का उदय और अंत देखा। रोम की शान तो कहीं यूनान की विशाल शक्ति, कभी मुगल सल्तनत बुलंदियों तक पहुंची। ब्रिटिश साम्राज्य ने अपने सूरज को अपनी ही आंखों के सामने देखा और मैं इन सारी घटनाओं का साक्षी बना, क्योंकि मैं समय हूं। पर समय पक्षपात नहीं करता। इन सभी सभ्यताओं, राजवंशों और साम्राज्यों ने जीतना तो सीख लिया, लेकिन उस जीत को कायम रखने के लिए वो मेरे साथ बदले नहीं, और जो समय के साथ बदलते नहीं, समय उन्हें बदल देता है। और आज एक बार फिर समय बदल रहा है। ये बताने से पहले कि आने वाला कल कितना सुनहरा होगा, मैं आपसे आपसे 3 जरूरी प्रश्न पूछना चाहता हूं। 1, क्या आप इस करवट लेते युग के साथ खुद को बदलने की हिम्मत रखते हैं? 2, क्या आप हमेशा शिखर पर रहना चाहते हैं? और 3, क्या आप समय के साथ बदलने को तैयार हैं? अगर आपका उत्तर है हां, तो जान लीजिए कि कल की सफलता, आज की जीत और आने वाले कल की कामयाबी के पीछे बस एक ही रणनीति है, और वो है परिवर्तन। परिवर्तन पहले सोच में, फिर अमल में। अगर आप मेरे साथ हैं तो यूं समझिए वक्त आपके साथ है। फिर कल, आज और कल बस आप ही होंगे सफल।
Yes. Important thing is, please be with time, change with time, and then there is no expiry whatsoever, whether it is sex or your heart. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. You are the most beautiful attendees of my talk on sex has no expiry date. Only thing is that nobody disturbed me in between. I would have loved to be disturbed. So, any questions if you have?
When you take this tablet,
Sir, what happens is, this is wrong whatsoever with respect to ejaculation of latency of 3 days. Paroxetine or any SSRI, what it does is, it increases the ejaculatory latency and finally it may cause unejaculation. It is serotonin, right? So, inhibits. So, what this person has developed is, he starts the sexual act, right? So, in between he feels disinterested and leaves it. So, next day again he starts thinking about it. I asked him, can you masturbate it and can't you masturbate it with a fantasy? Yeah, he said he starts fantasy with a blue movie and he starts masturbating. After a few minutes he thinks that no, I can't. I feel, weak. Then he leaves it. Next day again thinks the same fantasy and he starts masturbating. This is psychologically problematic. But paroxetine, if at all it is given properly, is the best drug for premature ejaculation. If you titrate it properly, otherwise you will develop all these problems, delayed ejaculation. It is so much delay that it has affected his fertility.
ಏನಾಯ್ತಂದ್ರೆ after repeatedly he does everything, foreplay, everything, but no erection. He could not penetrate. So finally I referred the patient to psychiatrist. What he said is, his intelligence is IQ is lesser than her. So what is there any condition? Then we referred to psychiatrist, told me, because majority of the case, one of the case I told, the boy has erectile dysfunction, the girl ran away. Then finally the girl's father and boy's father and mother came to me and did a big hangama, saying that you are responsible for then our psychiatrist told, don't do anything, you should refer the patient to Bangalore, let them fight there.
So this is not a solution, unfortunately. See, there is what is called as quotients. You are talking about intelligence quotient, isn't it?
Thank you.
Sexual quotient is different from regular IQ. Unfortunately, sexual quotients of doctors is very low. Our IQ with respect to sex is very low, right? So, if you consider that way, the person might not be having any knowledge with respect to sex. That doesn't cause erectile dysfunction. Erectile dysfunction is caused because of the partner's behavior in this possibility. I don't know, I have to take detailed history. Partner many times repeatedly says, you can't perform, you are useless, nalai, nikama. How many times you will listen to all those things? You will become nikama only.
It may be due to inferior complex.
Inferiority complex. But psychiatrist should have been able to solve this. Correct counseling, listen to him, it will be solved. But the problem is we jump immediately to give a pharmacological management which has got its own side effects. How many people have taken tadalafil? Anybody have taken tadalafil here? I will not tell the name. All of you can tell it in chorus if at all you have taken. If you have not taken, then you are not sexually active. I am sorry. Many people have taken. They don't want to open up. Anyway, thank you. Because I tell you why. Very severe headache is there. No sex will solve that headache. Very severe headache. And backache. Sometimes backache is so severe that you can't change the position only. So forget about sex. Position is not possible. I still remember one of my patients came and said, Doctor, ಏನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರಿ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಮಲ್ಕೊಳಕ್ಕೂ ಆಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕ್ಕೂ ಆಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ನೆಂಟೆ ಬೈತಿದ್ದಾಳೆ ಸರ್, ಯಾವ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾಳೆ ಸರ್. ರಾತ್ರಿ 11 ಗಂಟೆ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ಟೆಡಾಲಫಿಲ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ 11 ಗಂಟೆ ಫೋನ್ ಕೇಳಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. This is the problem. You don't counsel the patient, then it is a problem. Anybody else? Sex has no expiry date.
There is a common belief among ordinary people, especially fisher folk. After menopause, the woman doesn't want sex with the man. Woman just gives up the sexual thoughts. No more sex for me. And we have got patients who came and wept, saying that my wife doesn't want sex with me because she has reached menopause. This is a common belief among them.
So, born and brought up by that particular attitude. But if you are, if you block these thoughts, they would love to have sex. But the problem is you are born and brought up in that particular society, you are repeatedly told, no, having sex after menopause is a sin. So who will have it? That is the problem. Lady in menopause, I always say, menopause or menopause. Which you want to have? Which you want to have? Menopause, it won't come near me. Menopause is, I am fine anytime. So, lady with menopause is the perfect lady, and I'll tell you, menopause doesn't belittle her. She is the same beautiful lady which you have seen 25 years back and love her. She will love you, sir. But the problem is, we think that she has become obsolete. That is unfortunate, isn't it? Anybody else?
I've got a question, not a problem. That's what I want to know.
100%. Possible. Sir, these are two different mechanisms.
Yeah, how is that?
Sir, it cannot be, sir. There is a way. Ejaculation and erections are two different things which can occur independently. You don't require erection to have an ejaculation. Ejaculation can occur. Sir?
ನೀವು ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ರಿ ಯಾಕೆ 64 ಇದೆ ಅಂತ. ಅಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಹಿಂದೂ ಮೈಥಾಲಜಿ there are 64 skills, 64 arts.
ಹೌದು, ಇದು ಮೈಥಾಲಜಿ ಸರ್, ವಚನ. You are talking ವಚನ.
ಪರ್ಸನ್ನ ಪರ್ಸೆಪ್ಷನ್ ಮತ್ತು ಅವರ ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ ಮೇಲೆ all these activities.
Yeah, everything is 64.
64 ಕಲೆಗಳು
64 ಕಲೆಗಳು 60 ಎಲ್ಲ 64.
Sir, do you think the ancient people had a better sexual knowledge than the modern ones? Because we see these 100 or 200-year-old temples and all. On the outside, some temples, especially those Khajuraho and all, you see those various sexual postures. The reason why I say is because the architect might know what he actually wants. But the craftsmen, those we consider that they are not better educated, but they are doing a better job of crafting that particular posture.
Intelligent. I tell you, the best informal way of sex education is that. Best informal way. You go to a temple where which you are seeing you don't know, because above is Mahabharata, below is Ramayana, in between is Vatsayana Kama Sutra. Right? You can see every position, everything in detail. Nobody will object you. It is not a stigma. But describing the same thing in a family is very difficult to father, also father to son, mother to daughter, anybody. It is difficult, right? So it was well planned and executed sex education during that time. We are very much backward with respect to sex education, but the knowledge about sex, it has increased now. I don't say that they are the best knowledge, but I tell you, Vatsayana Kama Sutra mentions all types of sexual dysfunctions that are mentioned now. Even now, no? What is that? It is mentions all. So that's why I say, read Vatsayana Kama Sutra, sir. Worth it.
Sir, it is said in some article I saw, when you go to the temple with your children, wife and all, you'll get more into the spirituality.
Absolutely.
And even when you come out, if you carry that same spirituality, you cannot perform or
that's a
Sir, what are the common causes of libido in, like in menopause, it may be due to decreased hormones. Is there such a similar level is there for men also?
Sir, it was a concept called andropause earlier. Andropause was a concept earlier. Recently, they have questioned that concept. There is no andropause. But the thing is that if you have a metabolic disorder, any metabolic disorder, any lifestyle diseases, it is a cause for andropause. Otherwise, a person, that's why there are so many gyms, so many things, everybody goes to gym, they want to maintain fitness, no? It is because they don't want to have andropause. The person who maintains fitness will not have andropause. But the thing is that, will you reach that period of andropause? That is
Sir, diabetes is a cause of libido in men.
Reduced libido. Yes. It is, sir. All metabolic disorders, they reduce testosterone. All. Lifestyle diseases reduce testosterone. So libido goes.
Sir, does diabetes lead to sexual misbehavior?
It is not misbehavior, sir. There is nothing. Sir, now let me be very clear. There is nothing called sexual misbehavior. Now there is nothing. It is orientation issue. But sexual misbehavior ಅನ್ನುವಂತ terminology ನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಈಗ.
Forensic toxicology, forensic medicine.
Gone sir. ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಸರ್ ಫಾರೆನ್ಸಿಕ್ ಸರ್ ಇದಾರಲ್ಲ HOD ಇದಾರಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿ ನಾವು ಆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲ್ತ್ವಲ್ಲ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಈಗ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ನನ್ನ ಲೆಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿ. I tell you, I represent the International Society for Sexual Medicine. It is the orientation problem. Your orientation is different. If you are a peeping Tom, that is your orientation. What to do? You want to see only, you don't want to perform. That is orientation problem. That is not a problem. So, shall I end?
Yes. Thank you, sir, for your talk. Prakash Harishchandra, over to you, sir.
Happy to stand and give a big hand to Gajanana Bhat. Thank you. ಶಿರ್ಸಿಯಲ್ಲಿ 6-7-8 ವರ್ಷದ ಹಿಂದೆ ನೋಡಿದಂತ ಮತ್ತೆ ನೋಡಿದ್ದೆ. ಎಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೀ ಫೋನಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ದಾಯ್ತು, ಭೇಟಿ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಬಹಳ ಸಂತೋಷ ಆಯಿತು, ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಖುಷಿ ಆಯಿತು. ಬಟ್ ಅವರು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ
ಎಂತ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗುದಿಲ್ಲ. Social cultural context. Yes, but I love you.
But maybe sir, they will start texting him and asking him that will happen.
I have not given a number.
Gajanana@gmail.com.
Yeah, Gajanana@gmail.com is my number. My mail. You can send mail to me. You can ask any questions. I don't feel ashamed to answer anything. Shameless. ನೀವು ಏನನ್ನೂ ಕೇಳಬಹುದು, ಯಾವಾಗ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಕೇಳಬಹುದು, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಟೈಮೇ ಇಲ್ಲ.
ನೀವೇ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಲ್ಲ, ಜಾತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ರಾಹ್ಮಣ, ನೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಶೂದ್ರ.
ಹೌದು, ನಾವು ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣ ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಂತೂ ಅಚ್ಚ ಕೆಸ್ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಡಿ, ಏನನ್ನು ಕೇಳಿ. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಓಪನ್ ಟು ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್. ಓಪನ್ ಟು ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ಅರ್ಥ ಬೇರೆ ಆಗಿದೆ.
I once more thank the IMA President Dr. Gajanana Bhat, the treasurer. I also thank the District Surgeon Prakash sir for coming here, Dr. G.K. Bhat, Dr. Anayakula. Also thank Dr. Madhura Bhat for comparing the session. As well as I thank Torrent for doing this sponsorship and making this event happen for rather getting cancelled. Also thank the district audience for staying till late. They made a full house, even though it was not publicized well, but you did well, and it was a pleasure entertaining you with a good talk. I thank Deepak Comforts for giving me this hall and providing hospitality. And I hope you all enjoy it in the evening and go ahead for dinner. Since the food has started, we will not be going with the national anthem. Our next program will be in the month of June. That will be a program sponsored by IMA Medical College. Thank you very much.
Abbakka